I'm not sure if everyone goes through this. I'm sure more often than not they do. Um, Maybe in different scenarios or different instances, but you go through this period of you just really don't like who you are. You don't feel like you've done enough. You don't feel like you've done the right things. You don't feel like you have been the best version of yourself. You fall short in so many different ways. And coming to terms with the reality, that's where you're at. That's what has happened. It's not good. Not good. I'm at this point now where trying to be more diligent about reading the Bible every day, praying every day, removing some of the clutter in my life and not being so busy and making more space to be present. And it is a heavy burden to know that you've just fallen short. Speaking about myself here. And I look back and there's so many things I regret that I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking enough long term to know that it would bother me later on. You go through these different periods in your life where, the ups and downs, the successes, and then where you get knocked down. And one of the things that I've regrettably done is that when I'm in these periods of going up and I'm experiencing some success and things are going well, I distance from God and I just get too comfortable. I get too comfortable. I and naturally things start to decline because spiritually I'm you know becoming more and more empty. And one of the biggest things about doing that enough times to realize the cycle is, man, I don't want to do that anymore. But uh, aside from that is taking it and then actually implementing it, actually learning from it, actually doing something about it. I think I've been so disappointed with myself, lack of achievement, lack of, being the best version of myself at all times, just holding this incredibly high standard that it's getting hard to just face that. It's hard to live with you are not where you set your expectations at. You are not at this particular level that you desire to be. I want to live like a role model for Christ. I want to be a helpful person to other people. I want to give value to people. I want to do all these things, not necessarily all these things. I just want to be a particular person. And I'm still going to strive to be that person. But I guess what I'm saying here is it's actually quite difficult to change that frame of mind of, well, you weren't that person, you haven't been that person. And I think a lot of that is the devil trying to pull you down, pull you back, and get you to stay, for lack of a better term, subpar, below what you could be, below what you want to be, below what you desire to be. I think it's then that you have to develop some courage. You've got to develop some inner strength. You've got to pray harder. You've got to lean into God that much more if you want to break through, because I really believe that there is a breakthrough that you can get. Well, once you get some momentum into becoming that person, then things can start rolling. Not that the battle is ever going to be done, because I feel like the more, powerful you become with leaning into Christ, the more that the devil is going to try to tear you down, the more they're going to try to bring you down, that he's going to try to bring you down. It's like armor. You go through these situations, and if you're not equipped, if you're not praying, if you're not staying in the word, your armor isn't going to be able to withstand the battle, and you'll eventually get defeated. Whereas if you stay prayed up, you keep doing the things that point you in the direction of being a role model for Christ, I think you just get that much stronger. I think we all go through these periods of regret, and it can just tear you absolutely apart. And that's where I'm at right now. And it'll pass. It'll pass because, ultimately I'll just keep praying and keep reading the word, and I'll eventually get out of this. But it is a tough pill to swallow, to know, we do screw up. we are imperfect being. It's just hard to accept that because we all want to be the best version that we can be. We all have these things in our past that we wonder, why didn't we just make a different decision and just, be the best version of ourselves? But I'm not looking for pity or anything. More so just kind of wanting to start a conversation and just try to rise up, try to be the best I can be, try to do the right thing anytime I'm faced with a situation. But stay safe out there, you guys. We'll talk to you soon.